Hi, and welcome to Cover Brand, where we cover all things branding, marketing, and advertising to help you understand what the hell branding is and how it works to grow your business. Welcome and welcome back to Cover Brand. I'm Ethan Decker, your host, and today I have Tatyana Huseynova. How are you, Tatyana?
Hi, Ethan. I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me here. Really excited to talk all things brand with you.
It's fun to have you on the show, given how much we see each other co-working here in Boulder. So it's
Uh,
about time.
I'm missing you today, but hopefully you'll be back soon.
Oh, yes. We'll get our lunches, have our water cooler chat, which is between the two of us.
It's the
Um,
best. It's the best.
Hey, so before we start talking about business, we're going to start talking about music. As you know, we got to talk cover songs first. So what's the cover song you brought with you?
Dancing in the Moonlight. It's one of my favorite songs and also my and my husband's favorite songs together. And it's the version by Top Loader.
Oh, so dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feeling dun, dun, dun. That one, right?
You're on it. You're on it. That one.
Okay,
That
good,
one.
good.
Uh,
Why the top loader version?
you know, uh, we were, and by we, I mean me and my husband, we were just on our way back from this beautiful stay in this tiny town of Bouix in France, rural France.
Very
And
nice.
at the
Très
time
chic.
we were, thank you. And we were planning our wedding and we were thinking about what song we were going to dance to. And
Oh,
Top
yeah.
Loader just came on our Spotify playlist, and we knew that was the one, and
Oh,
it
so
was just
you weren't a
perfect.
fan of Top Loader, the band. You just heard that specific cover song.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, you're spot on.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
so Dancing in the Moonlight is from the 70s, isn't it?
it is. Yes, you're right.
I feel
And
like it
it
was
was,
on Guardians of the Galaxy.
was it?
It might have been. It could have been, and if not, it should have
Yeah.
been. But the
Yes,
Top Loader
yes.
version, when did that come out?
Oh my God, that's a good question. I think like 2000s, 2010s, probably.
Okay.
Um, they're still, they're a much younger band. They're still
Mm-hmm.
very much so popular, playing a bunch of shows in the UK and Denmark. I was trying to
Okay.
see if they're coming to the States, but
Mm.
what is your research telling you?
My research is telling me it was around 1999 that they came out with that cover.
Huh.
So it's been
Okay.
around, but it feels very contemporary, and yet it also feels very consistent with the original, which is this lovely, easy groove, easygoing, happy, beautiful. I mean, the song's called
Yeah.
"Dancing in the Moonlight."
Yeah,
Come on,
I mean, it's all there in the name. But, I think it's a
yeah.
little bit more like jammy, jazzy, bluesy. It's a little bit
Hmm.
less crisp than the original, which
Got
just
it.
makes it such a, wonderful dance song. So
What a
yeah, we
great
absolutely
wedding
love
song!
it.
What a
Oh,
great
thank you.
wedding song! Okay, so Top
Oh,
Loader, Dancing in the Moonlight, we will add that to the official Cover Brand cover playlist on Spotify, where we have all of our covers. And then we will be back after these messages to talk branding. Cover Brand is supported by Segmentation Eau de Toilette, the new fragrance for those who slice up their market. It has beautiful high notes of occasions with just a hint of demographics. Segmentation Eau de Toilette. Show the world you have focus. Welcome back, Tatyana. I know a bit about you, but the listeners probably don't. So why don't you tell them a little bit of what you're up to and what your question is for today?
absolutely. So I am a part of our strategy team at Mozilla. And if
Mm-hmm.
some of us may want to ask, what is Mozilla? If we think back on Firefox, we are Firefox and a
The
lot of other
browser.
things. Firefox, the browser. Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah. And the
Um,
Mozilla, I know it as the Mozilla Foundation.
mhm.
Is that
Well, yes. Good question. So Mozilla is a really cool organization, and
mm-hmm.
Mozilla has a few different facets to it. Mozilla Foundation is the nonprofit part of
Okay,
Mozilla. And
got it.
then Mozilla Corporation is the company that runs a number of different products, one of them being Firefox.
Okay,
And they
okay.
work together in tandem.
So you do strategy for them. by day.
Yes, that's
Is
right.
your question about them?
My question is actually about a personal passion project.
Oh,
Um,
do tell.
yeah. Really, really excited about it. My husband and I have been talking about it for a while, and he's been really the one who encouraged me to think more about it. And, to kind of dive into it. It's within the CPG space, it's within a space that has a lot of products alike, but not very specifically focused on the problem that I've experienced personally and not the problem that I've been trying to solve. And,
Okay.
that problem is we're big skiers, we love going uphill, and
Well, that's the problem. You ski uphill.
that probably is part of the problem. Yeah, you're on it. But
But what you're saying is
anyway,
you actually like
yeah.
skin up the hill, as they say. You hike uphill and then you ski
Yes.
down, and you're not at usually at ski slopes. You're somewhere else in the mountains
It's a
or
mix.
both.
Sometimes,
Okay.
yeah, it's both. It's both. So what we do is we hike uphill in our skis using the
Okay.
specific material on the bottom of it that prevents us from just, sliding down.
Right.
And we do it sometimes at a designated spot like a resort, or sometimes we
Right.
do it in the backcountry.
Cool.
And, if you're doing it for a long time, you're going to get really sweaty because it gets really
Yeah.
hot. It's a
That's a lot of
great
work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
We gotta get you out there sometime,
I know, I
and you
know, I
can you
know.
you can experience it firsthand.
I
Uh,
have done some skinning uphill, but I haven't done it with you guys, so we got to fix
okay,
that.
all right, we do have to fix that. But anyway, so if you go uphill for a long time, you get really sweaty, and ultimately, my chest gets cold, and I
Oh.
tend to use regular hand warmers to solve for that problem.
Okay. And is that your chest getting cold while you're skiing or hiking uphill on your skis or while you're skiing down? Like when does that happen?
Good question. It's usually once you're done going uphill, either
Hmm.
while you're, maybe taking a break at the lodge and having a coffee and
Okay.
gearing up for the rest of the day. And you want to stay out. You don't want to go back. You want to
Right.
go and ski downhill the rest of your afternoon. But it tends to, for me personally, become really challenging because I get really cold. And the only
Okay.
way to solve for that cold is to have hand warmers in my sports bra.
I love so wait, so literally your chest gets cold. I don't know how explicit you want to get, but nonetheless, you get cold nips
My
and
nipples get cold. Yeah.
there you go. And
And you
you've
just
been
can't.
sweating because you've been hiking
Yep.
uphill. And so
Yep.
now you're going to do the opposite, which is you're going to go downhill and it's going to be more wind and
Yep.
probably more, air chill. What do they call that? No,
Absolutely.
wind
Yeah.
chill
Wind
factor.
chill. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you're in the hut, you've hiked all the way up there, skied, well, hiked on your skis, skinning as you call it. And then you're freezing and you're sweaty and you want to get ready to go downhill and you want your chest to feel warmer as well. So
Yeah.
what do you currently use?
I just use regular hand warmers. I put hand
Okay.
warmers in my sports bra
Okay.
and, kind of call it a day.
Are these
However,
the
yeah.
Wait, are these the like the ones you buy at the ski resorts that you stick in your gloves or in your shoes?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Those
they're
ones.
kind of like gunpowder kind of falls out of it, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
they're little white fabricy flat things filled with
Yep.
a little bit of powder that heats up. Is that what is?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yes. It's
okay.
like air activated
Right.
um, powder. Yeah.
Magical heating powder. But
That's
does it
right.
also my experience, because I do a little skiing, is that black powder gets on my fingers and on my toes. Does that happen to you?
They're a mix. There are a couple of brands that are a little bit better. There are some
Okay.
that are kind of like that. So it's definitely a
Okay.
mix. So
All
some
right.
of them leave some residue on your hands.
All
Some
right.
of them can leave residue in your sports bra.
Uh-huh.
Um, and generally they're not perfectly shaped. They
Right.
have seams
Right.
and they can chafe,
So they're
and
not shaped for your chest.
they're not shaped for your nipples. No, they're
No.
not.
Okay. Okay.
And they're also not fun. They're just not fun.
Oh no, it's true. They look like
Ah,
grade A medical equipment. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like, it looks
yeah,
like the ice pack you get from the nurse when you're at the hospital,
yeah, yeah, and it's
right? Kind
just
of
not.
fabricy.
Yeah, it's fabricy. You don't really doesn't feel special.
No.
It doesn't make you feel like you're prepared for what you're doing. It makes you feel
Okay.
like you're incrementally solving for something that you really need to solve for.
All right. So you have a very specific unmet need. You have an idea for a product. Where are you? Well, beyond where are you at? Because I'm sure your brain is everywhere with it. Is there a specific question you have for me that I can help you with today? Because I'm sure we could talk about this for 3 hours.
Yes, yes, I do have a specific question for you, and I'm really curious to pick your brain on how to approach such a market, how to approach a market that has a product so ubiquitously available,
Hmm.
yet how to stand out in a market that is somewhat niche, but is
Hmm.
also saturated with alternative solutions.
Right. Well, alternative ish. As you're saying, there's no actual customized solution for cold nips,
Yeah, yeah, there
right?
are there may be like some other options that I've found online that are
Okay.
far from that specific category. There are like,
Okay.
fabric products or there are fur
Hmm.
products, but it's kind of an interesting
Yeah.
solution that doesn't actually seem to, address again the need that I particularly have.
Yes. So I would
Oh.
say that there might be two ways to think about it to begin
Hmm.
with, just to get you going. One is how big of a market might it be? And I have no clue how
Yeah.
much women or men, I would suppose, because maybe some men also get cold or chafed nipples in cold winter activity. I would guess it's less likely, and maybe in your experience, you've been skiing with men and women. Have you talked to other folks, and do you see anyone else who has this issue?
Yeah, yeah, good question. I definitely have girlfriends who have experienced similar issues, but
Okay.
didn't necessarily solve for them. I think they've solved for them in alternative ways.
Yep. And
As
was this
in,
all? Were they all skiers, or was it different activities?
they were all skiers. They're all
Okay.
skiers.
Okay.
Uh,
So it
but I
is.
think, yeah, yeah. I think
It's
there's like
focused on this activity.
it is focused on skiing,
Yeah.
but, thinking of like the overall outdoors market, it's huge
Mm-hmm.
and it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of hikers and runners and cyclists and
Right.
people doing all kinds of different sports.
Yep.
Um, as also a runner, I can see that being an issue in running, like under certain circumstances.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably for somebody who's backpacking,
Okay.
something that they may want to address. Maybe cyclists and some other athletes are less so inclined, just kind of
Yeah.
thinking through their user journey and like what is it that they're doing.
So I guess that would be my first recommendation is, I mean, you can always just make stuff and do stuff yourself, but if you want to try and see if this is going to be a viable business, even if it's a hobby business or if it's a side hustle or if it's what do they call them? A lifestyle business. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not looking to be maybe the next Starbucks at home coffee.
yeah,
But if you want to just get a sense of the size or scale of the market, that would be a really useful thing to do. And you can do that qualitatively and quantitatively. You can do that by chatting with friends, by going to online forums,
yes.
by finding communities where people are discussing um, uh, off piste skiing, I think sometimes it's called, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
skinning, or is there a name? Alpine skiing? What's it called?
Alpine
Or
skiing,
randonnée?
alpine touring.
Touring.
Yeah,
So there are these online communities everywhere that discuss these things. And a lot of women, I'm guessing, will suffer through this without ever really talking to people about it,
yeah, yeah,
assuming it's either just them or that, well, it's just something you deal with when you're doing
yeah,
alpine skiing and touring is
yeah,
cold nipples.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
you'll probably need to do some investigation to unearth and uncover the size and scope of the issue or the demand.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's spot on. You're spot on.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I mean, you're in Boulder, so you're surrounded by mountain towns and ski villages and ski shops, and like there's no shortage of ways you can learn.
Yeah, yeah, and,
Okay.
a lot of yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that. That's
Okay.
a solid first step.
Solid first step. And again, either you do it physically in person because you go down to Neptune Mountaineering or Christie Sports. And again, I'll bet 90% of the people are just normal downhill skiers that don't
Yeah,
hike up to
yeah,
do their one
yeah,
run down. They take the gondola or the lift and they do 10 runs in a day. So you want to find the smaller group, which will be more of a niche, but just
yeah,
get a sense. How big of a need is this? How big of a demand is there for
yeah,
things that help you warm your nipples up after you've been hiking up?
yeah.
Okay, so that's
Love
step
that.
one. Cool,
Love
step
that,
one.
Ethan.
And it might feel overwhelming. Just make it fun. Make it like you're chatting with people. Make it like you're asking the awkward questions some people are afraid to ask, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
get on those ski touring websites and say, hey, this question's for the ladies.
yeah, yeah,
Men, you can
yeah.
listen, but just don't be a jerk.
Yeah, and
Right?
I think that yeah, totally, totally. And I think that to the point that you made earlier, ladies sometimes don't, yes, they just look at it as a problem that they have and they're just going to have
Right.
to power through it and
Right.
they're not really trying to address it in any specific way. But
We
I
would need
really
a
doubt I'm the only one.
Oh, no, we would need at least a 10-part series that would go for hours to talk about sexism in sports, much less sexism in society, and how much women put up with that they just assume they have to because industry or technology or companies decide they don't need to address women's issues.
Yeah. So
So, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to talk about this one particular idea.
love that.
So, and I think you could have a lot of fun being that person. Be like, hey, I'm going to ask the awkward, weird question. Ladies in the group, do you suffer from cold nipples after hiking up and getting ready to ski down? And men, you'll probably have to say, men, please, no snide comments or no off-color
Yeah.
jokes, please, because men are often idiots. You'll have to deal with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Good
better
point.
than I do that men are idiots. Um,
um
so that's step one. How is there a market? And like I said, you can do a lot of it here in Colorado because a lot of people probably do some ski touring here, but you would also want to do it remotely and online in other markets where it's happening, like Utah, Northern California, Canada, of course, the Alps, the Swiss Alps, the French Alps, and just find out, is this a common problem?
yeah.
And maybe even worldwide. Maybe it's happening in Japan, in people who are doing ski touring in Japan.
Yeah.
So, step one. Does that make sense?
Yes, it totally makes sense.
Cool, cool.
It totally makes sense.
That's fun. And
And then
then you'll size the market. Oh, go ahead.
Ethan, would you say that that is going to really inform that will inform whether there is an opportunity to actually stand out as a brand that focuses on solving this one niche problem?
Well, I think that gives you a sense of, is there an opportunity in the market to sell this stuff? Like,
Mm-hmm.
is there a demand for this product that no one is getting elsewhere? Right?
Yeah.
This is an unmet need, and
Yeah.
you're going to meet it. Now, the next question is, what does your brand look like? Can you make it cute? Can you make it fun? Can you make it interesting? For that, I would say absolutely hell yes. And there are so many examples where people have taken a run-of-the-mill product, a mass product, and they've made it cute and it sells twice as much. Or they've made it higher end and a little more premium, and you can double or triple the price,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
A very obvious and recent example is Yeti coolers.
Yep.
Before Yeti coolers, there were either styrofoam $3 coolers from the gas station to keep your beer
Mm-hmm.
cold, or there were $25 Coleman or
Yep.
Igloo coolers that were just
Yep.
kind of cheap roto-molded plastic.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Yeti came along and two things happened. The first we all know of, which is they launched a $400 cooler and their tumblers, which are like $60 tumblers, and they sold a lot of coolers, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they're
And
very popular all across the world. I
oh
have
my
some
lord,
Norwegian colleagues that
yeah.
just absolutely love them.
Well, they really are overbuilt in a really
Yeah.
great way. Like you can
Yeah.
climb on them, you can step on them, you can fly fish from them. Right? They can fall
Yeah.
down in an avalanche and they'll be fine. Like they are really so much burlier than a Coleman or an Igloo, or at least they were. But the
Yeah.
other funny thing, Tatiana, along with being A, overbuilt, and B, a cool brand, the CEO himself said, I think we actually went out too low for our price.
Uh,
Like we could have charged even more. We could have charged $600 for a cooler instead of 400.
Pretty
Um,
wild to be
it
in
is
that
pretty wild.
position.
It really is. But I
Yeah.
think you've probably seen this in things like toothbrushes or travel cases or, well, of course, the craze with the thermoses and the mugs and
Yeah.
the Stanley tumblers that like $60 now for a coffee cup.
Stanley Cup. Wow.
So is there a way you could do this? 1,000%
Mm.
there is. And I
Yeah.
think if you mix the function of,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, it actually fits my breast, it
Mhm.
fits in my jog bra, it
Mhm.
warms my nipples properly, it doesn't leak black gunpowder
Powder.
everywhere. I call it gunpowder. It's just so fancy. um, and so the function is way better.
Yeah.
Secondly, they're cute and fun. They don't look like they're just some hospital product.
Yep. Yep.
And then B, the brand is fun. Or
Yeah.
let's see, I guess. ABC, the brand is fun.
Fun.
You could absolutely charge a premium for those. People who fall in love with them will fall in love with them because they solve a problem and they do it in a cute way.
Way. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I absolutely,
It
absolutely.
makes such a big difference when you're also standing behind a brand that you can support, standing behind a
Uh-huh.
brand that sees you for who you are,
Yeah,
um, instead of it becoming some auxiliary, mechanism to solving what you actually want to solve.
correct. Correct. And I love it that you're heading this up because not only do you understand it deeper than anyone, but um, you have that lived experience. And in the world of consumer product goods, CPG, a whole lot of them are run by men, and men have no clue what women are dealing with. Whether
Um,
it's feminine care and tampons, or whether it's fashion, or whether it's makeup. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think tampons is another really great example. There are a lot of companies, at least a few companies right now, that are really
hmm
focused on the very specific need, on very specific list of ingredients,
yep,
on very specific like form and function, and ultimate like connection to how it affects the environment and how does it
hmm
affect your body. So
yeah,
that's a really
yeah.
great reminder.
Yeah, and that's a great area to look. And again, there are many, many areas like this. Even in particular for things that affect women specifically.
Uh huh.
Feminine care is the obvious one, but
Yep.
grooming, shaving, other
Yep.
things. Of course, apparel, but safety as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, did you know this? The crash test dummies for cars for decades have been modeled on the size of a man.
Doesn't surprise me. That's true also about a lot of, like, athletic or, like, gym equipment.
Yeah, yeah, right. You go
Yeah.
to the gym and the push-up machine
Things
is
are too big. They're just too
built
big.
built around men. Right. And
Yeah.
then, in the case
Um,
of crash test dummies for cars, it has resulted in women getting 15 to 30% more injuries than men for identical crashes
it's pretty
because
brutal.
seat belts, the airbags, all of the safety mechanisms are built around a man's crash test dummy, and Volvo particularly is focusing
Mhm.
on changing that, and they've they've created a second sized dummy at least, and it's not clear whether it's for women or
Mm.
for children, but at least they're looking at
Yeah.
not
Yeah, yeah,
just the
yeah.
normal typical man
Wow.
to build around. So
Wow. Wow.
I think you're on to something. I think that to me, as a marketer, the creation of the brand, the creation of a premium brand that serves a specific new need that no one else does out there, seems like that part is easy. It's doable. The
Mm-hmm.
challenge will be, is it a big enough market?
Yeah. Yeah.
Specifically for chest warmers.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it could be that maybe skiing isn't the only place women suffer from this. And you might
Yeah.
find, I don't know, some other sports or some other activities.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
finally, if you want to branch out from chest warmers to other things, that might be a way to really expand the market for a new brand, a premium brand, a cute brand,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
brands
Yeah.
have just been hospital-looking functional
Yeah.
products. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Ethan. This has been so wonderful and so inspiring and thought-provoking. And I am just really excited to, dive into my research a little bit more and just have fun with it.
Please do. I mean, the research can be daunting. You're never going to get the perfect read.
Yeah.
You're never going to have the final answer. But what you want to do is you want to get, let's say, 65% of the way there.
Okay. Okay. Do you
Okay.
feel like there's a perfect number of answers that one should be going after? Or
Well, I mean, there's qualitative and quantitative, and they blend. But
uh-huh.
at some point, you do want to get a little bit of a quantitative read on, how many thousands of these things do you think you can sell, and how many hundreds of thousands or millions of customers might there be out there, and what's their rate of usage per year? Like, you want to
Yeah,
put a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
of those numbers together
Numbers in there.
and
Yeah, yeah.
just sketch it out. There'll be a lot of estimates for
Yeah, yeah.
sure. And then we can talk much more about sizing the market the next time we talk.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Ethan. You're the
Ha-
best. Really appreciate your
Have a
time.
You're the best too. Have a great day.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the podcast. And if you want to learn more about brand science, head on over to appliedbrandscience.com. Also, if you got something out of this episode, think of one person who might also get something out of it and send it to them as a way of saying, hey, thinking of you.